Yes, I'm going to be doing the diva thing that I've been talking about, pretty much like what my thoughts are about the divas and what I think they should be doing with the divas, contrary to what they are doing with the divas. And I'll also be talking about the NXT, FCW, whatever it's called, divas as well. Okay. First off, first order of business. Well, okay. Actual first order of business. Don't mind the rain. I'm gonna try to talk louder in case you can actually hear it. I don't know if you can or not. Second, or first off in the actual video, first order of business with the divas is I would fire Cameron because she's never gonna get anything from me ever. She's gonna get shit from me forever because of Tough Enough. So she will always get shit from me, pretty much. So first order of business, I would just release her. Second off, I don't know if I would release Oksana per se, but I haven't even seen Oksana in forever. I would make Oksana a valet manager, whatever you want to call it, or just send her back to FCW and make her train, or use her in some backstage capacity like an interviewer or assistant to the assistant of the assistant of the assistant general manager or something. You know, I don't even know what they're doing with Vicky and Maddox anymore. It's ridiculous. Anyways, so first off, after those two, I would make, obviously, what I would do first off would there'd be two brands. There wouldn't be just one big super thing where everyone could cross-contaminate each other and just no, there's a SmackDown and there's a Raw. There's no coming on other people's show doing shit, because I don't want to see you do the same thing twice in 1 week, okay? You're gonna stay on your show and shut up, okay? Just stay over there. And I will see you when I watch your show. Okay, first off, main feud for Raw. Main feud would be AJ and Caitlyn. That's the biggest priority in this. The fact that AJ and Caitlyn need to be in a feud. First off, you've only been teasing the feud since they were together. I mean, they didn't really start, but as soon as they left NXT, they became the Chick Busters, and they were this tag team, and they were really great. And then you have them break up, and it's like, awesome, we're gonna get like a feud between them. That'd be great. You know, they had pretty great chemistry, being a team. Like, let's just see what they're gonna do. Feuding with each other. 2 years later, nothing. We've had like 3 matches between them. We keep teasing the feud, and then it just never happens. And there's just 8 women tag team catastrophes. And no, okay, we put AJ and Caitlyn in a feud. We can even keep the title on Caitlyn. Okay, she can keep the title, okay? Just put them in a feud, put them together. They would be the main feud on Raw. Okay? And you know what? You don't even have to talk more about that, because just the fact that we would even have that big feud, and like, while that being the main feud, it'd get more time, it'd get backstage segments. Instead of, say, like, 3 to 5 minute matches, they could have maybe 6 to 10. I know that's long nowadays, but it would be the main feud. And especially if we just cut down on the fact that, well, my thought bubbles are with like one, like, SmackDown and Raw, not super shows of cramming everyone into 3 hours. I mean, you have 3 hours now. You can definitely give the divas more time. Okay, now with AJ and Caitlyn being the big feud, we'd have SmackDown with a big feud. Okay, so the main feud for SmackDown would be Naomi and Natalya. First off, they are 2 of the best workers we have in the WWE, especially on the called-up roster. So Naomi and Natalya would be on SmackDown, and they would be having amazing feuds. Obviously, I would disconnect Naomi from Tons of Funk and really disconnect Natalya from Kali, because that's just bullshit what they're doing with Natalya. And SmackDown, and I would obviously turn Natalya heel, because she's a great heel. or I think I thought she was, and she would just bring back her dad's laugh that she was doing. Perfect. She's the Amphlette. Perfect. She has a storyline. She's a generational wrestler. Why is she not in a main feud? So she'd be the main feud on SmackDown, and with Naomi. And I've said this since I first saw Naomi back in SCW when it was still SCW. She was good when she was Naomi Knight. She was a hell of a wrestler down there. 3-4 years ago when she first started down there, she was a hell of a wrestler. Now she's even a better wrestler. Have you seen the stuff she's done when she's teaming with Tons of Funk or going against the Bellas and whatnot? She's good. She needs to be broken apart from the crap that is Tons of Funk. I'm sorry, but I don't want the Divas dancing everywhere. I want them to actually wrestle. So her and Natalya would be over on SmackDown. They'd be having a great feud, because I can already picture in my head how great their feuds would be. Okay, so we have the Raw and SmackDown top feuds. Now we're going to have one feud, or two feuds, one on each brand, that are going to be the lower end of totem pole, not like the main feuds, but like they have a second match on Raw and SmackDown. Could you believe that? 2 Divas matches. Okay, now the second feud for Raw would be Layla and Tamina. Now, Layla is really good. She's up there with, you know, Natalya, Naomi, and AJ, and everyone else. She's awesome. And while Tamina isn't the best yet, I think it would be a good pairing to pair Tamina and Layla in a feud and just see what they did. Now, I'm not sure if I would keep Tamina as a heel. I really don't, because, and this may just be because of Lay Cool, but I would want to turn Layla heel, but then I don't know if it was just like Michelle who was doing all the great heel work that made me like, you know, made us want to hate Lay Cool. But, you know, forget the whole heel face thing, because I probably couldn't decide with Layla and Tamina. So I'd have Tamina and Layla over here, and they'd be good. You know, they could have the 3 to 5 minutes that the Divas get nowadays, you know. But we'd have like backstage stuff with them as well. Now for SmackDown, I would have the Bellas over on SmackDown. So I'd have the Bellas over on SmackDown, and I'd have them feuding with. I would keep them as a team. Now, half of me wants to split them and make Brie be a face and Nikki a heel, but I wouldn't want them to face each other. But for now, I'm just going to keep them as a pairing and have them feud with Rosa Mendes and Alicia Fox. And I pretty much keep everyone like they are currently, as with like the Bellas as heels, and well, I think Rose was actually a heel. I don't even know where Rose has been. She might have got released for all I know after Europe or whatever happened in England. But Rosa and Alicia can be faces, and you know, eventually down the line we'd split both teams up and have them face the opposing Bella. Okay, now to NXT. Now with the NXT Divas, I want to call 2 of them up, and you already know which 2 I want to call up, because honestly, if you've ever watched my channel, you know which 2 I want to call up. And the only 2 who I've ever actually seen wrestle are Emma and Paige. So I would take Emma and Paige, call them up to the main roster, and I don't know where I'd put them per se, because, you know, while I have the 2 on each, I'd probably throw them over to Raw, because, you know, there's 3 hours. I mean, you can fit some Divas in 3 hours. And we don't really have to give them like any matches, like, say, first off, but just after a while, maybe show that, you know, there's these new girls, have them maybe tag team. I'd put them with AJ and Caitlyn first off, just like maybe throw them in there, or maybe no, maybe I'd throw them in with Layla and Tamina, throw them in there, have them like maybe do a tag team match or 2 before, you know, re-splitting them up and making Emma and Paige another feud. And, you know, week by week, if, you know, you just want to do 2 Divas matches, switch out Layla and Tamina and Emma and Paige. So those are my thoughts on the Divas, and what I would do with them and where I would place them and like what feuds I would put them into. And I'm probably gonna do one on TNA eventually, you know, next year, obviously, because I wait years to do anything. But obviously those are my thoughts on Divas, and what are your thoughts? Do you kind of agree with me? Do you like not agree with me? Are you like not happy with my choices? Would you actually keep Cameron? Would you not keep Cameron? And just what are your thoughts on the Divas division and what you would kind of change about and change up the feuds, and what are your thoughts on there actually being like 2 shows, not just like SmackDown and Raw combining like every week? And obviously, you know, there is 2 shows, there's Raw and SmackDown, but you know, they combine all the time, and it really takes up a lot of room seeing the same thing twice a week, and it just, you don't really need to see it twice a week. So what are your thoughts on my ideas of them going back to being 2 separate brands? So leave me a comments if you want to. You don't have to. Those are my thoughts, and I'm just happy I finally did the Diva video that I've been talking about forever. So yes. Kendall Sky? Who the fuck is Kendall Sky?